Hi, I'm Robert Begley with day 232 of my video challenge. My sweetheart just bought me this shirt earlier this week because tomorrow night we are going to see Bruce Dickenson. Not in concert, but give a spoken performance where he will likely tell stories, many from his own autobiography called What Does This Button Do? When Iron Maiden came out in the early 1980s, I remember my younger brother Pete absolutely loved the band, but I had moved on. I loved rock in the 70s, but by the time the 80s came, I cut my hair, got into classical ballet, and gave up on rock. But the vocalist in Iron Maiden, yeah, he was good. This guy, Bruce Dickinson. So even though I didn't really follow them when they were at their peak, I saw them back in like 2006 at Ozfest Festival, Ozzy Osbourne organized. And in reading Dickinson's autobiography or listening to the audiobook that he so brilliantly tells stories about, we had the same heroes, the same reaction. Hearing the first time he heard the song Speed King by Deep Purple, the vocalist Ian Gillan, he was like shaken to his roots, as was I. And he goes on in his story to say, as he's rising as a singer, as a vocalist with these incredible screams that sound like Ian Gillan, which later journalists would call siren air raid sirens. They would equate it to that, like, ah. So he meets Ian Gillan first time, his big hero in life. Well, actually, first time he meets him, Gillan he's having throat problems and kind of dismissed him. But then 6 months later, Dickinson records an album with the band Samson. And Gillan's listening to the track and he likes it. He's like, nice pipes. But the band had smoked a lot of pot and there was a lot of whether bad food or something, but his stomach and his nerves just wasn't working with them. As soon as Gillan said that, Dickinson runs into the men's room and he's just puking up a storm. And then he vaguely hears a voice saying he's in here. And Gillan is the one who puts him in a cab to go home. And so the embarrassment of puking on your hero, which the way Dickinson describes it is fabulous. He said, for the next 20 years that I saw Ian Gillan, he reminded me, you're not going to puke on me today, right? These are the kinds of stories that this man tells in his book, but multi-talented. He was great at fencing. Even when he was a top, singer in one of the biggest bands in the planet, he wanted to do his own thing. He left Iron Maiden, made a few solo records, wrote screenplays, and then even became an airline pilot, even flew the band when they got back together with them, flew a jumbo plane. I think even British Airways hired him for a little while. So, in fact, there's one picture in the book of him with the band, and he's wearing like the airline pilot's outfit, and he says, "Guess which one of us is sober?" Meaning him. So, towards the end of the book, he recounts a story. So, imagine you're a singer, a fabulous singer, no doubt, like one of the best ever, and you get throat cancer. It goes into detail of what it was like and how certainly uncomfortable and scary it was, and his odds of even surviving it. But he's a man. He is his character just comes out in his stories. And after the doctor successfully performed the surgery, he asked the doctor, I'm the singer in Iron Maiden. And the doctor's like, actually, I prefer Rush. Me too. So tomorrow night, Bruce Dickinson speaks He's not performing a concert. I don't know what to expect, but we are bringing 2 books, hopefully for him to sign. Speaking of a small venue here in Orlando called the Plaza, which we've never even been to, so we're super excited. And thank you, Bruce Dickenson, for making some great music and living a great life and sharing your stories. I think Maiden is coming to Central Florida next October. We might have to go to Tampa for that. All right, we'll see you tomorrow, day 233 of the video challenge.